to start, just talking a little bit about last night and finding a way to win on obviously not our best night. And I think when you step back and look at it, you have to be encouraged that on a very difficult night, give Georgia, again, a ton of credit. Great game plan. Kids play so hard, and they're really talented. Their length bothered us a great deal. But for us to hang in there. I mean, you get down 9 in the first half and fight your way back to 2 at half. And second half, we didn't take the lead with, till 3 minutes to go, I think. And but from there, closed it out like you're supposed to. And so, I think when you look at it, every night's not going to be a 20-point win, y'all. And I think the thing that we all get lost in, everybody, is how difficult it is on February 17th to be 26-1. And I can't reiterate that enough. It is, and we're doing it in the biggest, baddest conference in the country. And it's so difficult. It's hard on your players. It's hard on your coaches. It's just very, very, very difficult. And we all get lost in that. I think our fans get lost in it. It's funny how expectations have changed so drastically in such a short period of time. And it's really not fair. It's not fair to your kids. But this is the bubble that we live in, and we've got to embrace it. And I thought last night our depth really, again, came through. And it's like I told Coach Cohen after the ball game, when you've got depth and you've got 13 players over there, 12 players over there that you can play, it's my job as a head coach to find 5 of them that can get it done. Surely there's 5 players over there that when you put them together on the floor, they've got that will to win, they can execute, they can get stops, and that's my job. And at the end of the day, we found 5 last night, and we went with them, and they sure did deliver. So really, again, I think you come out of that a better basketball team. Hopefully we'll grow from that and learn and mature. Going to A&M Sunday is obviously a very difficult task. Really good basketball team, top 25 team, NCAA tournament team. I've been through all this before. Tremendous coach, tremendous staff. I mean, they're a real challenge for anyone and everyone, and got kids playing at an unbelievably high level for a long period of time. They're really their depth is not as good as ours, and so they're playing few kids a lot of minutes, and those kids are so productive. I mean, when you got a point guard leading the country in assists, she's shooting 52% from three-point range. You got an inside player shooting 67%. That is just a tremendous, tremendous challenge. And then you fill the 2 wings with 2 kids that can absolutely beat you every day, all day, shooting a basketball if you lose them. So, and then don't forget about Anrielle, because she's probably the most prolific rebounder in the history of the program and one of the best in the country. And you've got to try to neutralize her and just maybe trade even at that position with her in rebounds, but not let her just kick you all over the place like she's done before to a lot of people. And so 1 through 5, really talented. Got a bench full of great coaches. I'm sure it's senior day, so I'm sure they're going to have a tremendous crowd there on Sunday afternoon at 4. We're just going to have to get ready to go play and be ready to play. Another great defensive team. Going to play us a lot like that team last night. And so it's going to be a difficult challenge, no question about it.
You've done it a bunch now, Coach. Is it still a little bit unique to go back over there to A&M?
It's. I don't think it's ever the same, especially being in the same gym with Coach. When we're in the same gym together, we were together so many years on the same end. It's really different being in the same gym on opposite ends. It's just not a. It doesn't feel natural. Let me just put it that way. it's very unique. It's always tough. He's always got great teams. I mean, it's just, it's a very unique experience. I think that's just the best way to put it.
What's the challenge of growing or learning or moving past the game where you could arguably say that 4 or 5 of your kids had off nights and not have to put your bench players in a position where they're forced to produce for you and help snap those other players out of it?
Well, again, I think the piece, again, that we get lost in is Katera's been a starter off and on her whole career. So even though she's coming off the bench right now, that's a bonus. Not many teams across the country have a player of her experience and her skill set doing that. Tiara McCowan, she's been playing more minutes than Chinley of late. She's got to be picked to win Sixth Player of the Year in our league. I mean, who else in the league has had an impact like she has coming off the bench for us? And then you throw in Jazz, who really has come on in the last couple of weeks, really playing well at a high level. I thought Blair gave us some really good minutes last night. Played 11 minutes, drew a charge, did not get scored on. Just her presence on the floor gives you a little spacing offensively where other kids can do some things. And so I was really pleased with those kids off the bench and what they provided us. So I think that, again, the thing we've got to do, Adam, is we've got to get back to work. I mean, whatever our problems are, we got to fix them. The season's a long way from being over. It's 17th of February. If we're doing things right, we're going to be playing a while. So there's time to get better, whether you're a freshman or a senior. There's time to get better. And we've got to answer that. We've got to look ourselves in the mirror, and we've got to say, okay, I got to get better in this area, this area, and this area, and I got to go to work to do it. And the 2.5 hours or whatever we're going to practice today isn't enough to just fix it. We've got to do extra. We've got to spend time in the dark, as I always say, so that we can shine when the lights come on.
Coach, you're not going to sneak up anybody anymore. When you go in the gym, everybody's expecting to try to knock out this big win for their program. How have your players kind of adjusted to kind of being the hunted rather than the hunted?
You know, I think they've handled it quite well all year, obviously. We've got one blemish, and, you know, again, I think that's the thing about last night. We won an SEC game by 9, and everybody's about to lose their hair, you know, because they're used to seeing us win by 20, 30, and 40, especially here at home. And so it's just been, I think, you know, for us, I think we've handled it pretty well. I don't think we handled it very good earlier this week going into last night's game. I've complained about our practices all year, and I think it caught up to us. And again, this isn't the place, and I don't do it, and a lot of coaches will. I'm not going to air out our laundry. But, you know, obviously, we did not come out with the same focus and intensity that we have for most of the year last night. And that wasn't anything that I haven't seen here lately in a practice either. And so, hey, but at the end of the day, I say this all the time. Buck stops here, it's my fault. I've got to be accountable and make sure that those things don't happen, and when they do, I got to fix them. And, you know, it's, this team's been challenging. There's no question about it. Again, winning masks your problems. And the thing that I think my staff and I don't get caught up in is the number. We're not caught up in 26-1. We're caught up in what it looks like in film, what it looks like in practice. We know that's not going to get us where we want to get to. That's not going to win us a championship, and we have got to fix it. And we're not going to just sit here and think that everything's okay or hope that everything's okay. That's not the job of a coach. If you're a good coach, if you know what you're looking at and you understand what you're looking at, then it's your job to fix it. And that's what we're doing.
How does the challenge of going to a place like Columbia or Little Rock or Hawaii or yada yada, how does that compare with challenging some of the kids to look themselves in the mirror and do what they need to do to help this team get to where you think it can get to?
Well, I mean, I think, again, winning mass problems, playing well, mass problems. So we won in all those venues. We played well at South Carolina. Certainly there are individuals come out of that South Carolina game wishing they would have made one more play. So I think that's the maturity piece and the ownership piece that you hope your kids are getting and they understand, and yet you hope there's other kids on the bench going, hey, you know what? I'll be ready. If I get a chance to be in that moment, I'm going to be ready. Nobody felt worse after South Carolina than Blair. She got 2 good looks. She made those looks against Tennessee. She just didn't make them. But the other piece of that is, what are the things she also did in that ball game that helped us get to that position? And so if your shot's not falling, what else are you doing for me? Are you setting good screens? Are you a good defender? Are you a good help defender? Are you rebounding? That's the piece that I think gets lost with your fan base. It gets lost and it really gets lost with your players. Dominique Dillingham's never been a person that we would say, hey, we gotta, she's a great offensive player. But the kid has been a great basketball player. When she scores, to me, that's what allows us to go to a whole nother level. And so, but she's been the other pieces tenfold. The rebounding, the toughness, the defensive player, the assist player, the chemistry kid. I mean, she's been all of that. The lead by example. She fills more stat sheets up than probably most on our team, but she really fills up the part of being a basketball player that most people can't fill all the boxes in that she does. And so again, when I get her where she's confident in scoring, it really takes us to another level. She didn't shoot it well last night. Okay, I'm not worried about it because I know Dominique Dillingham's already been in the gym this morning, and she'll probably be there this afternoon. She'll be there again tomorrow. She'll get it ironed out. So you better not take your eye off of her because that kid wants to be in the moment. I've seen her make a bunch of big shots.
How much do you hope maybe last night's game serves as kind of that wake-up call for this team, some of those players that maybe have been slacking in some areas?
Well, I mean, I think you hope that, here we are, we got 3 to go. If you needed that, which you shouldn't need it. But if that's what happens, then great. I mean, we got 3 to go, 3 monsters, murderers row. I mean, so if that's what it took, I'm glad it took that and we won. I don't need to, we've said this, it's not okay to lose ever, and I don't need to lose to wake up or to get our kids' attention, and they shouldn't need that either. And so, I think we coached them as hard as we could last night to find the right buttons to get them to function and find a way to win. I think they responded. And so, again, I'm excited that we had a tough ball game. It was a challenge. We did answer the bell. We had kids step up, and we had some different kids step up. It's been that way all year. We've had different kids step up in a lot of different ball games, and I think that's what makes this team special.
How much do you hope that Jazz had what I thought was a really good comment about laying it all out there, laying it all on the line, and building off the confidence that she showed? How much do you hope that can maybe be a template for some of the other kids? Just, hey, I make a mistake, that's fine. Just let me just go out and do what I can.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's a great blueprint, no question. Again, it's, we don't apologize for being demanding. I realize we're not going to hold anybody to 0 and scoreless, but I sure like to try. I think Jazz has really been really good the last 2.5 weeks, and it's showing. It shows in practice. Her gray team has been beating the maroon team in Bulldog most of the times we play, and a lot of that has to do with her energy and her motor, and so I think that is a great mindset to have, but it has always been her mindset. But she's maturing, she's learning to understand a little bit and realize the importance of her job, the importance of her position, and her role, the importance of her role, and also understand the coach a little bit. and realize, hey, I love you to death. It ain't personal, but we do have a job to do, and I got to have you doing yours at a real high level. And she can. She's proving it right now. I mean, that was really rewarding last night. I can tell you from a coach's perspective, seeing that kid step up, it was really rewarding to see Katera have a good ball game last night when you know you've seen it a bunch before, just hadn't seen it a lot lately.
Did you feel Roe was at 100% last night?
Oh, no. I mean, she'd been out all week. Just had gotten clearance. Typically, and she went through shoot around, and so, you know, she's I think she's a long way from being back to where she was. The thing we got to remember is 7 days ago, she had 17 against Vanderbilt, 5 out of 8 from 3, and looked like $1 million. So I don't think it'll take her long to get back. I just got to get her back in practice and got to get her back functioning a little bit. And I got to get her comfortable in her situation.
Zion was in a boot last night. How long do you expect her to be out?
I think she's been in it now for a couple of weeks, and I think it's 2 to 4. So probably something close to SEC tournament time, maybe be after that. But you know, that's going to be an evaluation I think coming up, and then if it's 2 more weeks, it might be 2 more weeks. If it's, you know, but I think we're at the 2 to 4 right now.
Any other questions?